Jami, the last great master. Welcome to our English learning series. Imagine a golden chain of great Persian poets. It starts with Rudaki and continues on through Ferdowsi, Khayyam, Nizami, Attar, Rumi, and Hafez. But every great story has an end. One last great master came. He took up that golden chain and added its last shining link. This man was the last great teacher of the classical tradition. That man was Jami. Did you know he is called the Seal of the Poets? This was Jami's most well-known name. It meant he was the last of the great classical masters. He was a poet, a philosopher, and a great scholar of Persia. He lived in the 15th century, about 600 years ago. He lived after Hafez and before the Safavid Empire began. He used the wisdom of earlier poets and shared it in his own beautiful words. Jami was from a town called Jam in today's Afghanistan. His life was very different from other famous poets. He was neither a poor artist nor a court superstar. He was a respected teacher. He lived a quiet life in the beautiful city of Herat. Jami, like Nizami, wrote famous long poems that tell stories. His best book is called Haft Awrang. The title means the 7 Thrones. It is a collection of 7 amazing books full of love stories, wise advice, and spiritual lessons. One famous story is Yusuf and Zuleika. It is a beautiful version of the story of Joseph from the Quran. Jami's version is one of the most beautiful love stories in Persian books. He also wrote Baharistan, which means the Garden of Spring. He wrote it for his son to teach him about life, good behavior, and how to be a good person. Like Golston by Sadi, it uses simple stories to teach big lessons. The stories are funny, smart, and easy to remember. Once there was a father and a son. One day the father was very angry and shouted, "You waste my life. You will never be a good man." That night he left home without telling anyone and traveled far away. He worked hard, faced many difficulties, and felt great pain. After many years, his hard work brought him success. He became powerful and was made governor of a great city. He had much wealth, and many people worked for him. One day, he remembered his father's angry words. Now he was an important governor. He felt proud and thought he was better than others. He ordered his guards, "Go to my old village. Bring my father to me." When his father came to the big palace, he saw his son on a large throne. The son looked down and said rudely, "Father, you said I would never be anything. But look at me now. I am governor, I have power and wealth. What do you say now?" The old father looked at his son, smiled sadly, and shook his head. He said words his son that he would never forget. "My dear boy, I never said you wouldn't become a governor. I said you wouldn't become a good man." Jami tells this powerful story to teach us a very important lesson. There is a big difference between being successful and being a good person. Jami liked to use humor to teach important lessons about love. The next funny story has a deep and beautiful message. One day, a wise preacher was speaking to a big group of people. He was a great speaker, and his topic was love. He spoke about the beauty of love, the pain of love, and the stories of the great lovers of history. His words were so powerful that everyone listened quietly. Suddenly, a man ran into the middle of the crowd. He looked very upset and shouted, "Help me! I have lost my donkey." The preacher stopped his speech and watched the man. While the man searched for his donkey, the preacher had a clever idea. He turned to the crowd and asked a strange question. He shouted loudly, "Listen to me. Is there anyone here who has never been in love? Has anyone never felt the pain or the joy of loving someone?" For a moment, the whole crowd was silent. Then a simple man stood up slowly. He said, "I am that man. I have never been in love in my whole life." The preacher looked at the man who had lost his donkey and said, "My friend, I have found your donkey for you." Jami wasn't being mean. He just used a strong example to explain his idea. He believed that love is what makes us truly human. If someone has never felt love, with both its happiness and sadness, they're missing the most important part of life. They're like an animal that just eats and sleeps. To be truly human, we need to open our hearts to love. For Jami, love between people is a way to reach a bigger love for all people and all things. Jami's poems are full of wisdom. They teach us about the true meaning of love. Here are a few of his famous ideas. Speak only about love. Hear only about love. If a word is not about love, be silent. Love is the most important topic in the universe. Everything else is just noise. A person without love is not truly human. A person who does not love is not worthy to know the secrets of the heart. This means love is what makes us human. It is the key to understanding ourselves and the world. In all things, be true. The straight arrow is the one that hits the target. This means an arrow that flies straight hits the target, but a bent arrow always misses it. In the same way, if you are honest in action and words, you find success and respect. In this old world, there is an old rule. Without some bitterness, you cannot feel the taste of sweetness. Jami teaches us that we should not be afraid of hard work or difficult times. Challenges help us achieve something great. The most important treasure you can have is love. In fact, a human being is made of love. This means love is not just a feeling. It is the very material that we are made of. Jami's tomb is in Herat, Afghanistan. It is a beautiful and simple place. It is not a huge, grand building. It is a quiet garden surrounded by trees. It shows that he was a humble and wise man. People who love poetry and wisdom visit his tomb. They read his beautiful lines about love. They feel close to the spirit of this final great master. Jami lived 600 years ago, but his ideas about love and unity are still alive. He is so important because he was the seal of the poets. He studied the works of great poets like Nizami, Saadi, and Rumi, and learned from their wisdom. He was the final, perfect voice of the great classical tradition. His stories and poems were very popular in his time. His books were often decorated with beautiful Persian miniatures. He is a national hero in Iran, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan. Jami Commemoration Day is held in Iran around November 9 each year. People celebrate his life and his amazing work in world literature. That is why people still celebrate him. He is the seal of the poets. He is the great teacher of universal love. He is also the final, wise voice of a golden age of poetry. Thank you for learning about Jami with us. Which of his wise ideas did you like the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more videos on Persian culture and history.